Hey, Professor Caps. I hope you're having a good night. My name's Michael James. I'm in your chemistry class. So I'm going to perform this experiment here. I've got a couple things that I've set up that I want to show you. So firstly, I've got my balloon. And I've also got some black pepper flakes. And I've also got some finely ground Himalayan pink sea salt. And so what I've done is I've got my plate here. I'm going to put my camera down so that you can see it. And although the lighting is not the best, I'll hold my plate up. If you can see, I've got some pepper flakes on there, and I've also got my Himalayan pink sea salt. And while you're watching, I'll just go ahead and mix it here. I've already pre-mixed it a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's get some static electricity on this balloon. I'm going to rub it on my head. And then just for good measure, I'm going to rub it on the carpet. Okay, so hopefully we've got a negative charge on this balloon here. I'm going to lower it to the plate. Let's see. Okay. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I tried to pick a balloon color that would have some sort of contrast with the color. But from what I observe, I've got a couple black pepper flakes, stuck to the balloon. And I have no Himalayan sea salt on there. So, all right, let me run through this and I'll kind of explain what I just did. So in this experiment, we're using static electric force to separate salt and pepper. So when I rub the balloon against my head, and in this case also on the floor, the balloon is being loaded up with electrons. So this happens as a result of static electricity. And static electricity is the buildup of the electrical charge in an object. So when the balloon and my head were rubbed together, a negative charge is created as a result of the friction, and it's being carried by electrons. So opposite static charges result. So the hair on my head is going to have a positive charge, and if you notice, it kind of stands up a little bit. That might just be the gel, but who knows? And then the balloon's going to have a negative charge. So when we held the balloon up above the salt and pepper mixture, the pepper's going to jump off the plate, and that's what we noticed, and it's on the balloon, and the sea salt is actually left behind. So what we've observed is that the pepper sticks to the balloon while the salt doesn't, and this is going to happen for two different reasons. So the first reason is that salt is heavier than the pepper flakes, so the salt is too heavy to stay if it jumps to the surface of the balloon and thus falls back to the plate. However, I don't think that this is the principle that we were trying to exemplify with this experiment. So the second reason, and the more important reason, is that pepper polarizes much easier than sea salt does, or any salt for that matter. So what this means is that the electrons in the pepper will move to one side of the pepper flake. And this is going to create, on one side, a positive end, and on the other side, a negative end. So the positive end of the pepper flakes are going to be attracted to the negative charge on the surface of the balloon. And on the other hand, sea salt does not polarize as much as pepper flakes do. So it's not going to have these clearly indicated positive and negative ends. I assume that's because the electrons are spread out much more evenly. So you will notice that some of the pepper flakes have jumped to the balloon and then fell back to the plate. So when this happens, the pepper flakes were attracted to the balloon because the positive end of the pepper flake was attracted to the negative end of the balloon. But it dropped back because the pepper flake became negatively charged after an electron has been stolen from the balloon onto the pepper flake. So at this point, we have a negatively charged pepper flake back on the plate. So this experiment obviously exhibits the law of attraction. Like charges repel each other, which is exhibited in this case when the pepper flake that stole an electron is repelled from the negative charge of the balloon. And also opposite charges attract to each other, which is exhibited in this case when the positive end of the pepper flake jumps off the plate and then sticks to the negatively charged surface of the balloon. Polarity is also exhibited because the pepper is much more easily polarized than the salt was. All right, thank you.